Reddit, I read it on Reddit, Reddit, I read it on Reddit, Reddit, I read it on Reddit, I read it on Reddit, I read it on Reddit, oh yeah.
Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, a weekly podcast about reading things on Reddit.
Correct.
Did you enjoy the intro?
I did. Did you enjoy the intro?
I did enjoy the intro. It was new.
Yes.
I liked it.
I didn't tell you I did that.
Yeah.
But I was messing around on GarageBand the other day, and I made us a new intro.
That's good.
Who knows? Maybe I made jingles for the segments.
Oh,
who's to know?
Do you know?
Maybe they'll pop up. Maybe they won't. Only time will tell.
I'm impressed that you took out a bit of me saying Reddit on Reddit and then played it a few times.
Yep.
Because I definitely should be in the intro.
Yes. Now, maybe we can re-record with you.
Okay.
And not me mumbling.
Anyway, how was your week?
Week was good. You asked me earlier, you were like, maybe we should say what we did in the week. And I said, I didn't really do anything all week. And then you pointed out that it was both my birthday and a Bucks party that we both went to.
Yeah, like out of anything you could do in a week, that's pretty...
So it turns out a pretty eventful week.
Yeah.
Week was good. What about yourself?
To be fair, though, we didn't really remember much about the Bucks.
That's true, yeah.
It happened. We were there.
Yeah.
Because I was really sore on Sunday. I actually have really sore abs from doing a push-up. Is that weird?
Yeah, because you did a push-up.
Yeah. I know, that's what I thought.
I got down on my back to do a push-up.
Yeah. No, because I was like, we were playing a game of pool.
Yes.
Against our friend Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And he won? No, there was the rules to the Bucks party.
Yeah, that's right.
Where we had to do push-ups if we said something.
Yeah, the memory is hazy. There was a word. It was the word mate.
Oh, mate. That's right.
If anyone said the word mate, you had to get down and do 5 push-ups or something.
I say mate all the time. I remember as soon as I got there, they said, here's the rules, don't say the word mate, otherwise you have to do 5 push-ups. And I see the buck and I'm like, hey, mate. We didn't do the push-ups.
Well, it's funny, I don't say mate that much. I say buddy or pal.
Yeah.
Until I know I can't say mate.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It was the worst. Anyway.
So you did push-ups and hurt your abs.
So I had to do push-ups, and then, this is the thing. This is what made a difference. Was, while I was doing push-ups, there was a lady there as part of the service.
Sure.
That my friend said, hey, sit on his back and make it harder for him.
Right. The push-ups?
I think, the push-ups. So
make the push-ups harder.
So she was sitting on my back while I'm doing a push-up.
Yeah.
And I think I just danced really hard in the stomach because otherwise she would have broken my back downwards. Anyway, I really saw abs.
Wow. Just from working out like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did 5 push-ups.
It's the classic Nelson Allingham working out with a stripper on his back.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could do that. Somebody needs to come up with that idea for a gym. Because you'd work so much harder, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, because there's pretty girls around.
Oh, man, she's really hot. I got to lift this lot. There'd be so many injuries. Guys just doing their back in and stuff.
I think that guys can't be trusted in a gym with girls normally. That's why there has to be women-only gyms. Yeah. Can you imagine if you made those women strippers?
Yeah.
Guys are the worst at gyms anyway. Yeah. Don't give them a reason to be any worse.
Yeah, that's true. Alrighty, well, let's move into our first segment, I think.
No theme. No theme for that one.
No theme?
No, because the first one's just Reddit on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Which there was a theme for earlier.
Yes. Okay, well, this is...
Reddit. Oh, here it goes.
Let's go again.
Reddit, I read it on Reddit, Reddit, I read it on Reddit, Reddit, I read it on Reddit, I read it on Reddit, I read it on Reddit, oh yeah. I like how you have the 56k modem.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, well, okay, so this is what I read on Reddit this week. The first one, so it doesn't totally work for a podcast.
Okay.
Because it's a picture. But I'm gonna explain to you the picture.
Okay.
And I feel like if you get it, you're not gonna see the picture. So if you get it, then hopefully listeners will understand.
I'm like an audience surrogate.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is a picture of, it's like outside a photography shop, I want to say.
Yeah.
Probably sell cameras
Sure.
and frames and stuff. And so there's a picture of the side, there's a family. In a picture, there's like mugs with people's like faces on them and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And the wording says, shoot the kids, hang the family, frame them all. I think probably that one slipped through.
No, for sure it's on purpose.
No, this is definitely somebody screwed up so badly.
Shoot the kids.
Shoot the kids.
Hang the family. Frame them all.
It's so dark. I can't believe it. And it's just kind of creepy that there's a really like happy smiling family next to it as well.
Yeah. Like a really ominous, the kind of thing in like a movie, you'd have them on the mantelpiece being like, oh, they used to live here before it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would be really worried when you about the guy that, like the marketing guy that came up with that.
Yeah.
Like people like call their head office the next day out like, oh, hey, you know how Bill gave us that sign? Oh, don't talk about Bill. Why? Oh, he shot his kids. He hung the rest of the family.
That sign was his note.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, oh, we should have seen it coming.
You would think that, like, that would, it's probably not a big business, but you would think you'd submit it. But you think of all the people that it cleared that didn't say anything?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you would think the guy putting up the sign is like,
yeah. Yeah,
Should
I don't know if I should be doing this. Yeah.
I must have this wrong. I'll go confirm.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be someone. No, it took the one Redditor on Bicep. Oh, by the way, I'm going to credit Redditors.
Yes.
This time, because I didn't do that.
Hashtag credit the Reddit.
Credit the Reddit. Credit to the Reddit. No, anyway. So this was posted by Pure Sellout. Pure_sellout.
Pure sellout. Okay.
So it took till him to walk past and notice it. It's good. And maybe it is more ominous because like he's posted it, so people are like, okay, that's something's funny with this.
Well, that's true. But once again, how does it get that far without anyone saying anything?
Yeah, somebody still would say something.
Yeah, I have the same confusion about the movie Jurassic World, where have you seen it?
Jurassic World. Yeah.
Have you seen it, Sam? Yeah, okay. So at the start of that movie, they make a real point to show you that it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Right, it's snowing in the airport, there's all the decorations, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's literally never mentioned again in the whole movie.
Yeah.
When you're on set decorating with Christmas decorations, wouldn't someone be like, hey, we don't do this tomorrow or ever again in the schedule? Yeah. Why are we doing this? Like, I don't get how things get that far without anyone saying anything about it.
Was there a premise that the tickets to Jurassic World definitely wasn't. Because it wasn't a Christmas present.
It's not the only thing in that movie that comes up and just never comes back again.
Yeah.
But it feels like about 6 scripts that were smashed together into a single film.
Yeah.
But you would like, I don't know. I'm just always confused by, someone must have spent a lot of time doing it to be like, you realize that it's only in this scene, right? And the same with that sign. Like someone would have had to submit the sign, design the sign, print the sign, and put it up. Yeah. And it took this guy to take a photo and be like, you realize what that sounds like, right?
Can I be honest though? Sometimes in my work, right? Hopefully nobody's listening from my work. But we have somebody in the marketing sort of like sector.
Yeah.
And so she'll like come up with things that we need, and then she'll send it off to the art studio, and the art studio do stuff like word for word.
Yeah.
They do, if things don't make sense, they will still design it and send it back to you just because they're like, well, it's our job. They're probably just sick of people saying like, no, do it exactly as we said, and they're being completely wrong.
Speaking of that art department, we did once receive something where the date was the 23rd and... So 2-3 then ND.
Yeah. It's because the person who submitted that put 23rd and they were like, well, we're not changing it now. So yeah, they'll submit something back and it's completely wrong, and then I'll get asked, oh, what do you think about this? And I'll pick up on it or something. But the problem is, after the third time of stuff like that happening, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, he's just
I was like,
ass.
whatever. It's gonna be. Nobody's really gonna pick up on it.
Oh, here's a classic head in the sand scenario from there's going to be a product, you might remember it, and it was a drink, and at the top of the lid, it had confectionaries like M&Ms or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were going to call it the 2-in-1 cup.
Oh yeah, and it was right around the time of 2 girls in 1 cup.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And someone had to raise their hand.
Yeah.
And was like, question.
Have you seen this?
got a link on my phone, and they said, have you thought, like, are you sold on the name? Like, yep, it's good, isn't it?
So good.
And I always had the joke in my head that one day I would make some kind of film where someone was making a drink that was 2 flavors together, and they were going to call it 2 swirls, 1 cup.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would be so good. Oh man. Okay, I have another one here.
Another Reddit on Reddit.
Another Reddit on Reddit. Okay, this is by Yay for Olives.
Okay.
Really likes olives. Okay, so this one's kind of almost a bit serious.
Okay.
But
and we can do serious.
I'm just going to.
I think we are an educational podcast.
Yeah,
I think we'll tag ourselves under.
Well, it's actually in the Get Motivated subreddit.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, we're also a motivation podcast, so that's fine.
We're motivational. I'm just going to read it, right? So this is from. I'm just going to read it. It's from something.
Okay. And then it was posted by Yay for Olives.
Yay for Olives.
Okay.
Posted, right? And I'm just going to see if you might have seen maybe already, but I'll see if you know what it's from. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's the main character.
Oh, so
and then there's like
quote from a book. Or
it's like a scene by scene, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
Okay. So main character says, "I love life," and some other people say, "Huh? But you just got dumped." Main character says, "Well, yeah, and I'm sad, but at the same time, I'm really happy that something can make me feel that sad. It's like it makes me feel alive, you know? Makes me feel human. The only way I can feel this sad now is if I felt something really good before. So I have to take the bad with the good. So I guess what I'm feeling is like a beautiful sadness." Touching?
It is.
That is like, I read that, I was like, holy crap. That makes me think.
Yeah, it's one of those things where that's a really interesting perspective.
I know. It makes you go, oh yeah, like, it's okay that things are sad sometimes.
It sounds
because things are
vaguely familiar, but maybe I'm just thinking.
You wouldn't know. Okay, so
I thought it might have been one of those pictures you see like your auntie post on Facebook or something, like the inspirational quotes. Oh, maybe I just read something similar.
Yeah, but you would know this for sure. Can you give me a hint? There's a bit of a because I really like the writers of this.
Okay,
they do some really genius stuff all the time.
Is it from South Park?
Yes, it is. It's Butters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, anyway, I just had to mention it because, damn, that's touching. It's touching Butters.
What? Yeah. What?
It's not touching Butters.
With Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Brilliant.
They are.
Brilliant.
And South Park is the smartest dumb show you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
Because they make such clever, interesting points. They just do it in the dumbest way possible.
Yeah.
Like, they had the episode where they were learning about humanity when they found out that the whole Earth is a TV show. But they were just being taught humanity by a taco that poops ice cream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's so stupid, but awesome at the same time.
Because it doesn't make their points any less relevant.
Yeah, exactly. Or one of my most favorite episodes actually which is probably relevant in America right now, which is where you have to choose between a douchebag or a turd sandwich in the election at the school, and that's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's like that's exactly pretty much what politics is like. Yeah. There's 2 people you don't want to vote for, but you should anyway.
Yeah, that's because you could put that on one of those crappy, the kind of thing your auntie posts on Facebook quotes, and no one would ever assume that it's from, the guys that made the Book of Mormon or
yeah.
Which again, the Book of Mormon, is a really touching
Yeah.
story.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen it,
But also, there's jokes about like sex
Sorry.
with animals. Like it's
Yeah. That stuff's always funny.
yeah.
All right, well, I'll move on. Would you like another Reddit on Reddit, or would you like to move on to Today I Learned?
Oh, let's save the other Reddit on Reddit for next week.
Okay,
'Cause it's
I
time-
don't know. Yeah, okay.
It's time for Today I Learned.
So now it's time for Today I Learned. What's the intro to that? Today I Learned. Hey, that one was me. Yeah. That's really good. I liked that. I knew that would happen. It was just it was so natural last time.
Yes,
That it
and-
just has to be.
As you can hear, you're definitely in time with the music.
Yeah, as I planned to be.
Yes.
Okay, so this Today I Learned is from Mem12791.
Oh, man. 1, 2, 5.
Because Mem1 to Mem12790 was taken.
I actually follow Mem on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, you don't follow. What do you mean follow him on Reddit? You got no
I
idea.
told you I don't know how to use Reddit.
I suppose you could, maybe.
Ask me how many
Anyway.
times I've been on Reddit since last week.
None.
None.
Yeah, I was going to guess 0. Okay. So, Mem12791 says, Today I learned Walmart loses $3 billion a year to theft. That is interesting. That is an
Yeah.
interesting number. I'm amazed by like 2 reasons, right?
Okay.
This is what I want to know is how much money do they make in a year? If they're losing $3 billion
Yeah.
in theft,
Walmart have like a really interesting structure, which essentially
Take what you
says
want.
that people that because Walmart like they produce things, but they also get people to produce things and they just sell them wholesale. And the people that sell stuff in Walmart make no money.
yeah.
Walmart takes like all of the profit.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
people just want
Well, they've got
to
$3
get
billion
their,
in theft.
people just want their exposure so bad that they'll put their stuff in Walmart even though
ridiculous.
they're like almost running at a loss to do it. Walmart have like one of the like biggest percentage like takes of everything that they sell. So 3 billion is small fries to them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
But then,
Sorry, side note. I was in America earlier in the year, and
what'd you steal from Walmart?
everything. But they're like what I love about Walmart is they're just so American to the point where like there's like McDonald's inside of Walmart's.
Yeah.
It's like in case because there's food in Walmart anyway, but in
Yeah.
case of buying food, you get hungry, you can duck to
Yeah.
McDonald's.
That's pretty good.
But yeah,
well, that's like IKEA. It has their own, they've got, it's not like different places, but they've got their own like foodie court area type thing, IKEA.
Is it true that IKEA is deliberately set in a confusing layout to keep you there longer, or is that just like an urban legend on the internet?
I think Sam's nodding.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, I think so. Because, man, that sucks. That store.
Because once you go into IKEA, you've committed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's you can't go back the way you came.
No.
It's like one of those trapdoors for like mice where those ones that you can like release it later.
Oh yeah.
So they go inside, but they can't get back
Yeah.
out.
It's
So
like a really expensive, well-designed hedge maze.
Yeah.
You're just trying to
Yeah.
get out, and you can't read any of the signs because they're in Swedish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Sorry,
it's way worse.
Yeah.
And you can't cheat by jumping up and seeing what's around. Where to get to.
Also, the other Walmart I was in the States also sold guns.
Yeah.
And there was one, which like that is not shocking in itself, but there was one is a rifle, bright pink, small for a child, called Her First Shooter.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh my God. What's wrong with America?
I don't know.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah. Let's not point that view back on Australia because we might not.
We're bloody perfect, mate. Don't you worry. Well, I was going to go into like how, like Coles and Woolworths at the moment have the self-serve checkouts.
Yeah.
How much money do you reckon they lose? They go lose a lot of money through theft.
Yeah, they just released something last week. It wasn't $3 billion, but it was good couple of million. That was Coles specifically.
It's so easy to steal.
They said that that's going to be their big clampdown is people self-checking things at the checkout. Yeah. We both know a guy that we won't mention that is an absolute fiend for everything being what.
He's like my sensei.
Tomatoes or what? Something cheap. Apparently, everything he buys is just tomatoes.
Carrots or something.
Yeah,
exactly. Well,
so from him, they probably lose thousands.
In the past, right? I'm not gonna lie. I have thieved from Coles before, but I only thieve stuff like I walked past some, what are they called? Like Twiggy sticks, you know? It's like little salami.
Yeah.
And I walked past one that's like in a single package, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't eat that. I shouldn't get that because that's not really good for me. I don't really want to spend the money on it. And I was like, I'll just put it in my pocket because it doesn't count.
I've thieved from Coles in the sense that when you have to look an item up yourself, if it's close enough, that'll do. Like, Like if you've got like a cheese and bacon roll or something, and you can't find it on the first page, but there is a cheese roll. You're like, that's it. Yeah, whatever.
That's
I'm not
true.
paying the extra 30 cents for the bacon.
That's
They'll
true.
never know.
Exactly.
Because then you walk out and you look back over your shoulder or cock and go, they'll
Idiots.
never know.
Yeah, exactly. I get confused between, there's so many types of like, like chilies I've found? Yeah. So many different types of chilies.
Yeah.
I just select whatever one. Which sucks because it could be the most expensive chili. Yeah. I wouldn't even know.
You're just fast and loose on the register.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care what kind of chili it is. Nelson's going to buy it.
Exactly.
Just there chewing your Twiggy stick, checking out whatever chili you want.
Yeah. All right.
That's shocking, though. $3 billion.
$3 billion. That's bloody ridiculous. All right.
Actually, quick side note. So they can lose $3 billion and be fine. I always think the same whenever you see like a piece of clothing that was, say, like a jacket that was like $150 and they reduce it and then they reduce it and it ends up selling for like $20. Like, if you can sell it for 20 and still make a good profit, how much was the markup on that thing?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what I think about the Walmart thing. Like, it shows what a massive markup they must have.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty ridiculous.
What else did you learn today, Nelson?
Well, what I learned today was from Jay Mistron. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. Today I learned that in 2005, Tennessee began requiring drug dealers to anonymously pay taxes on any illegal substances they sold. Does anybody think that would have worked? That's just so ridiculous. Like,
look these drug dealers.
They're good guys.
Yeah.
I know they want to do the right thing.
I mean, they sell drugs, but they're not monsters. They're not going to cheat on their tax.
Yeah, exactly. They're honest guys. And I'd also like to think of the scenario where they some guy rocks up to the tax office and he just hands over like 10 grand. Like, what's this for? Nothing.
just business. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just pay my taxes.
I like the idea that a drug dealer would get audited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they don't think he's declared enough anonymous tax. But wait, if it's anonymous, how would they even trace it?
I don't know how you would do that. Well, how would you pay it? Because you would think that, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely cash in a bag on the desk.
Exactly. Like, you're not going to do a wire transfer because you'd be so fearful that they're going to trace you back. So it would have to just be cash. This is ridiculous.
Or they all have like a big town meeting, all the drug dealers and all the cops, and they're like, look, wire transfer it. We promise we won't arrest you.
Yeah.
Just give us the tax money. Yeah. And it's like a weird parlay that they must have had.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing as well.
Right.
Because, I mean, surely they could have just set it up as a sting operation.
Yeah.
They're like, well, let's just see if we can get any guy. Like, even if we get one, still probably pretty good. We've got him off the street. And hopefully he doesn't. And then you do one of those plea bargain deals, right? So you're going to be like, all right, look, we're going to bust you, but if you go back and tell your other drug dealer friends
about this great offer
that you didn't get busted paying your taxes, then maybe they'll all come in and they can.
You know what I like about this though is it was in Tennessee, and like there's the archetype of like that kind of American that sits up in like a town hall meeting or something like that. And he could now be like, have an opinion on something. He'd be like, well, I'm an honest drug dealer and I pay my taxes and I think I get an opinion. Like, he now has that valid argument.
Yeah, that's right.
That he's a tax-paying citizen, so his weird drug dealer opinions are just as valid as everyone else's. It's like that school teacher that...
Yeah. No, that's right. I think everybody deserves a say if they're paying taxes. And maybe that's what that was the bottom line. That's what they were trying to get to. All right, well, I would actually like to move on to a new segment. Don't do anything, Sam.
Oh, new. So we didn't do it last week.
We didn't do it. I'm not sure if this is going to be an ongoing segment.
Okay.
But, well,
that would be determined by the listeners' feedback, surely.
Well, no, it's determined by if I can get one every week.
Oh, okay, right. Listeners be damned.
Yeah, like, because what if I don't get one every week?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay, so we need the context first, right? Okay.
Wouldn't you be amazed if I had a jingle for this?
That would be so good.
No.
Okay, so this was on the comment was from an Ask Reddit thread. Yep. I didn't think it was that great for us, so don't answer this one.
Okay.
But the thread was, what would your completely honest dating profile say? And let me get to the comment. So I had to take a screenshot, so I had to get it.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a few comments down. I have to give you context of all of them.
Who posted it? Hashtag credit the Reddit.
Credit the Reddit. Toby Sco. Do I have to credit everyone? Because there's 3 comments. It leads to Toby Sco. No. Okay, we're just... I'll let you know when Toby Sco's comment is up.
Okay.
All right. So what would your honest dating profile be? That's what these people are saying. I spend multiple hours per day doing absolutely nothing productive. Then I get a spur of inspiration and become extremely productive for an hour or so. During that time, I hypocritically judge others around me for not being productive. And somebody else goes to say, same, except I always have to stop in the middle of the hour to masturbate for some reason. And in brackets, I'm a student and I do homework in my room. Then Toby Sco says,
okay,
that's called procrastinating.
Yeah, I've used that phrase before.
No, you haven't. Toby Sco just made it up then.
No. Okay.
Procrastinating. It's genius.
No, I have used that before, and I don't have the audio lined up, but Wade, do you remember I used to have quite a shoddy radio show?
Yes.
I used that term on that radio show, and maybe next week, maybe not, because I'd have to find it.
Yeah, you'd have to find it.
But I've used that before.
And you're way better at procrastinating anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Did you find it? I was on the internet looking for it, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I get distracted after a while.
Just doing push-ups with a stripper on my back.
Yeah. Anyway, procrastinating.
It's good, but he stole my intellectual property.
Everybody's what?
Sorry.
Okay. Sam just showed me. Sam just was showing us a Tinder profile of somebody who's had an honest. What was it? Honest description
profile
of who they are. And
either honest or, I'm going to point out, maybe hacked.
Probably honest. Yeah, probably honest. Anyway, it says, I like it up the bum, basically.
In less poetic words.
Can we say anal on a podcast?
No. If you try, the podcast stops you. So if anyone's hearing this, which I doubt they are, I don't know how you've done it.
Okay. Well,
quick aside to Sam, sound guy. Is that something you found on the internet or something you found natively on Tinder? The second one. Okay.
Okay. He's got another one here. They call me Pindles because I like pingers and doodles. Well, that's pretty honest.
Well, you know.
If that's hacked, that's a good hack.
It is a good, you know, a really good hack if anyone's going to hack someone's profile. Because this has happened to me.
Is this Facebook? Is this Tinder?
Facebook. What you do Because everyone always
I bet
does
you
it-
I did this to you. No,
yeah,
maybe not.
No, I think you did.
Yeah.
Everyone always does the status being like, oh, I love big butts and I cannot lie or whatever.
Yeah.
And what you do, because it's not immediate and it's really annoying, is you change their birthday to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because then the next day they wake up to a flood of Facebook posts
Yeah.
wishing them a happy birthday.
Yeah.
And they look like the asshole that has to be like, oh, thanks, but it's not my birthday.
Yeah.
And it also shows who doesn't really know you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're posting on your wall. It's a good hack if anyone ever leaves their Facebook logged in and you want to prank them. Don't do the status. Change
good.
their birthday to the next day.
I that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but I do remember you telling me about that one. But one I really like, well, there's two. One is less vicious, a lot less vicious than the other. One is you change their gender.
Oh, yeah. No, you did do that to me.
And that works really well because it's so subtle, because it's like, Michael Campbell changed her profile picture. Yeah. And it's just like, what? Nobody really understands. And it takes ages. It's brilliant. I've been wanting to do it to my boss for ages, but I haven't been able to get onto his Facebook yet.
What else would be good?
MySpace.
Thinking of that, the way that Facebook works now is just kind of people that you follow, things that they like come up in your newsfeed. Is just go onto really like sexist, misogynistic blogs and start liking posts. So then it'll be like Nelson likes, don't watch Mad Max Fury Road because it's got a woman in it that's better than Max. And I was like, geez, what's Nelson's really been...
Well, see, on a similar note, one of my friends had, I think this was done to him, and it put him in a lot of trouble. They put as his status, all it was abortion is wrong. And you get in trouble no matter what side of the argument other people are on.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh man, there were like 20 comments. I had to like tell people, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't me. But the conversation's already out there then. Because then you're like, well, so who do you side with? There's so many.
I know you were hacked and all, but what side of the fence do you fall on? Yeah, because you've kind of just been forced to like put your opinion about a really touchy subject online.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like the idea of the gender's a good one. I like the idea of doing subtle things that just make other people slightly question you.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. Yeah. All right. Well, should we move on to shower thoughts?
Oh, shower thoughts.
Should we?
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts. Shower shorts.
Not shower shorts.
Shower thoughts. That was good. Can we re-record that but in time?
No. Yes, we can.
I
didn't
like that
know.
one.
I'm not good at audio, so I didn't know how to get them saying Decorate from the bottom of it as well. So if you listen, you can hear the actual Decorate theme song playing also. Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
And then taps go off.
That's cool. that was a good touch. I'm so glad you pointed it out.
You'll also notice keen listeners go back to the start of the episode, because when Nelson starts talking and there's a small bed of music under him, I am saying things in that bed of music.
Okay.
So listen out for them.
This is some high quality podcasting.
It's some Reddit on Reddit Easter eggs. In fact, if you can hear any of the things that I'm saying, because I'm saying random phrases, email us.
Yeah.
You can win a prize.
Yeah. I hope you've got the prize, because I got nothing.
Someone will send us something.
Yeah. If you've got anything to send for the prize.
So, shower thoughts. We've played the classic theme
Shower
for
thoughts.
shower thoughts. Can we? No, it's not copyright. No, we're fine. Okay.
Probably is, but it was. Well, that's not.
No,
That's not the
parody law. We can get around that.
But that's not. Decorate's ripping off another song, though. Right? I'm pretty sure that is.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's another song that Decorate is ripping off, and we're ripping off Decorate. So I think that's a legal loophole.
They wouldn't have the balls to sue us, because then the original artist would sue them.
Yeah.
And as always, the show rule, don't fact check us if that isn't true.
Exactly. Hopefully people from Decorate listening to this can be like, oh, well, I guess he's probably right.
And if you are listening, Decorate, we hate you.
Don't say that. I love that shampoo. Makes me sing. Anyway, all right, shower thoughts. Let's get on with this. In Spider-Man 2002, well, Spider-Man in general, I reckon. You're a comic book guy. You can let me know if this is true. Peter didn't kill the spider that bites him. So the spider could have bit anyone else, and there would be more than one Spider-Man.
That's true.
That is the biggest plot hole in a lot of stuff that I have ever come across. That's amazing, right?
Yeah. Well, similar even in the new one, because he gets bitten by like a bunch of spiders that fall on him. Surely one of them got away as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one's like still in his clothes.
Maybe there are other people that got bitten, but they're just not show-offs like assholes about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel the need to put on tights and swing around the city.
Yeah, and
like
save people
like
from crime.
Like I'm the only one that got bitten by that spider.
Yeah.
I just use it, I bring the groceries in from inside the house. I just whip the groceries from my car and I'm just an average guy.
Yeah. That's like the question, what's the laziest thing you do with a superpower? That's like it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I would teleport to my remote control. I'm pretty sure that's from
if I
Jumper.
could so maybe someone like Doctor Strange can kind of bend reality and whatnot. I would just bend reality to make it look like my house is clean, but not actually clean my house.
Yeah.
So if people walked in, they would have the illusion that my house is clean.
Yeah.
But I just would never clean up.
That's a really pathetic
Do you want to hear a quick? We don't often go on tangents, but do you want to hear a quick story about extreme laziness that I once read?
Yes.
It was about a guy who was in the Navy, and they were on like a big aircraft
Boat?
carrier.
Okay, yep.
So I just want to get it's a big ship that they're on.
Huge.
And the captain came down, and apparently he was a bit hungover, and he looked a bit sick of it, and he sat down at this table, and through the port glass, the sun was shining on him. And he said he watched his captain get out his radio, put in some coordinates. The whole ship moved slightly, and the sun slowly went off his face to the seat next to him.
That is brilliant. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So that's what it means when you've got ultimate power. It's so good. What? Oh man. Do you know what I'd love to know is like how much that cost them?
Yes.
Like there's probably not heaps, but still.
And it probably, I don't know how an aircraft carrier works, but
There's
probably
going to be a lot of people.
Yeah, that probably took multiple people to do that.
Yeah. And do you know what, could you imagine the guys like that are sort of in charge of moving a bit? And they're like, he wants to smooth these coordinates. And they'd be like, we're only moving like an inch.
Yeah.
It must be a test. All right, guys, we're going to get this spot on. It's like, oh, man. Everybody, like, the whole ship's working really hard together just to get the sun out of the eyes. That's good. I like that one. Okay. Are there any... I was going to ask you, actually, because just put you on the spot. You're a comic book guy.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other, like, plot holes from comic books as obvious as that? I mean, there's got to be a lot.
Yeah, there'd be all the time. Geez, off the top of my head.
You should know these things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd not know.
This is sometimes the flaw with you not knowing what we're going to talk about. Okay, tell us your opinions. We could have some thinking music next week.
Yeah. No, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's...
Okay, great. Get back to us next week. Thanks.
The good thing about comic book fans like myself is we're not nitpicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's fine. Doesn't need to have, continuity.
Yeah.
We just take it however.
You guys are the best type of people.
What's that?
Really.
Change the origin story in a movie? Go for it.
We don't care.
No.
We just like seeing the guys in tights.
What's that? The Fantastic Four wasn't that good? You tried your best. Don't worry about it. Good on you. You'll get it next time.
Oh, man.
Fox, keep the rights.
Oh, man. Fantastic Four is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. I'll get to another one here. I've got a few.
Yeah.
I want to go to a Star Wars one because I think you'll enjoy that one.
Yep.
This one blew my mind.
Okay.
And I would like to discuss what you think could... Oh, God damn, I went past it somewhere. But I would like to hear your... But this is going to be another one where you're going to have to think about it on the spot, really.
See, this is the thing, listeners, and I say listeners, plural. We have 3.
Who else is listening?
Me, you, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Nelson tries to tell me when the show's going to be about every week, and every week I insist it's better if I don't know.
Yeah.
And this may prove...
So far, I don't know if it is.
This may prove which of us is right.
Yeah, okay.
Go.
All right. Now, this is from Citrus Jelly.
Okay.
Star Wars takes place a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Mm-hmm. I wonder how technologically advanced they are today.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. They were pretty... What would their lightsabers look like now? They're probably guns.
No, because
we stopped using swords.
I don't know how nerdy to go.
Maybe they have more accurate guns.
Yeah.
Let's hope they have at least nailed the accuracy thing.
Because I don't know how nerdy to go, because you
nerdy,
mentioned lightsabers, but they do mention in the first Star Wars that that is an ancient weapon as well. So to them, that is old technology. Because when someone pulls out a lightsaber, everyone's like, oh, that's niche.
Yeah. Well, so really, they could have not advanced at all. Because if back then lightsabers were ancient and they're still using them, then they could be, nowadays they could be like, well, it's really ancient. Yeah. But we've still just got them. Meanwhile, they're getting shot up by laser guns that are way, way more accurate.
Well, this is not very Star Warsy, but there is a theory that says why we've never been contacted by someone from another planet is that a species can only no species has ever evolved far enough to master interstellar travel because they destroy themselves before that happens.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because if you look at the current situation we're in, where this planet is kind of dying because of us, it's an interesting point that maybe no species has ever made it far enough evolved to master that, because eventually they just wipe themselves out.
I understand that theory, but I disagree. Because I've been talking to my alien friends all day about this.
Okay.
So because of, I believe in, I actually think, right, when we get down to the point, when we get down to like the 12th hour, what do they say? 10th hour? What's that saying?
12th hour.
12th hour.
Yeah. Don't fact check us.
Yeah. So, for example, the idea of Mars. Yeah. Right, traveling to Mars and terraforming the planet so that we have an atmosphere that we can live in.
And if listeners are interested, go to our previous episode where we discuss this.
Previous episode. So, what you can do, somebody had the theory, is you actually shoot a nuclear warhead at Mars, which will speed up that process like ridiculously. Okay, and nobody obviously wants to do that because that seems like a really bad thing to do. Yeah. But I think if it gets to that point, or when we're like a few years out of oh man, we're really in trouble here. And I say a few years, right? Like we've still got thousands of years. Yeah. We've got that. We know this, even though we're
you
slowly
and I personally.
dying. Yeah. We're gonna be doing this podcast for a real long time.
Yeah, people may not know, but Nelson and I are immortal.
Yeah.
We got bitten by that spider. That Parker let go.
Exactly. Yeah, but we don't brag about it.
See, the thing is, I got what the spider does wrong, but comic fans will let that go.
Yeah, I think that's right.
They won't pick up on that.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, he got the gist. Superpowers.
So I reckon that's what could happen. Like I think the idea of moving to another planet is more logical, and so then theoretically we would eventually get better interstellar travel.
Do you think?
Or it could just be impossible. We don't know that. It could just be impossible.
The theory that you nuke the planet to kind of terraform it. Do you think that came from a scientist that was out of ideas about how to terraform it in terms of his friends? Like, tried everything, tried oxygen pockets and Okay. And his friend goes, I don't know, nuke it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. Kind of like how...
Look, if it's no good, just nuke it.
Yeah. And he's like, actually... Yeah. It's like how penicillin was made, you know?
The moldy bread.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a moldy nuke.
Exactly.
He's aiming a moldy nuke up at Mars like one day.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, what was that? Star Wars.
Yes. Our classic Star Wars talk.
Yeah. Okay. So that was interesting. And I really would like to know what their technology would be like these days. Anyway, next shower thought
Yes.
is by J Pre.
J. Pre.
Okay, so remind me to blank is just another way of saying if I forget, it's your fault too. That's true.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like a signing guilt.
Hey, if I remind me to post that letter.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting in trouble. Which is why you should always do the sort of like jerk comeback, and you remind them straight away.
Oh, yeah.
It absolves
That's the classic grade 6 comeback.
Yeah, absolves you of all guilt in future.
That is, it does kind of, it is kind of sharing the, like sharing the guilt if you forget, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder how far you could push that saying. Being like, you know, like if you're like, oh, just remind me, I don't murder my wife. Because then if he murders his wife, are you there being like, oh, no. He told me to remind him not to do that.
I wasn't sure like what time I should remind him.
I reminded him like right away, just after he said it, and he just rolled his eyes, took out a knife, and walked out.
Oh man!
Because like that's the thing. Like, how far does surely it goes for like minuscule tasks?
Yeah.
The sharing of guilt with that. Because you can't be like, oh, hey, remind me to nuke that planet. Because then you know, like. Yeah, I mean, it's true, but it's true for very minuscule.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do you think
maybe it would hold up in court?
Yeah. Like surely, go down a dark path, but surely back in like 1939, Hitler didn't turn to some guy and go, "Remind me to invade Czechoslovakia," and then that guy now feels just as guilty as Hitler. Like, there's a difference, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it was 1939. Do not fact check us.
Nah, it definitely was. Okay, so another shower thought. So many shower thoughts today. Okay, we're doing all right for time. We're doing all right. Yeah, we'll do. Okay, this is a quick one.
Okay.
It's by Hansmelworth 550. How do you think people come up? How do you think people come up with like the numbers after their name? Like year you're born, it's normally 1.
Well,
or to the number that you can get to that hasn't been taken.
My email has the numbers 41 in it.
Oh yeah,
and that's because I made it when I was 12, and I loved
Divide
some 41.
By times by. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah. So if you ever see like a 41 or a 182, or you know how they got those.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the random numbers.
550.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway.
Maybe he's a fan of the camera, the Canon 550D.
No, because then it would be 550D.
Yeah, good point. Right. Maybe he hates the Canon 550D, so he didn't want to name it all.
He sort of likes the Canon 550D.
It's not bad.
So I'm definitely going to put it as part of my name, but just not all of it.
Sometimes I think people's names are just... They've hit the keypad with their head.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what my name is. Hit the keypad. Yeah. Then adds some random numbers at the end.
Yeah, because somebody's inevitably got that name. Okay. Just in case you've got Hansmelworth 550.
Yeah.
You know that your game of Monopoly starts to escalate when somebody asks for the game instructions. I just want to say how true this is.
Yes.
If I feel right. Like... for me, growing up, Monopoly, a lot of other friends, right? You mentioned Monopoly, they're like, oh no, not for me.
Yeah.
That wasn't like me. Like our family didn't really have that many issues with Monopoly, playing Monopoly. Me and my sister used to play all the time. It was really fun. I wasn't very good at maths, so she probably cheated. Let's be honest. But these days, like we've grown up. And now if I play Monopoly, my eldest brother is the worst.
Yeah.
He makes up so many different rules. How can you make up so many different rules of Monopoly?
Are you good at Monopoly?
Well, I just know the like good at Monopoly is a relative term. This is the one thing that you need to know to be good at Monopoly.
Yeah.
Buy everything you land on.
Yes.
That's it.
Is it? I think they're saying is good at Monopoly, bad at life.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you think
I've tried to buy everything in my real life and I can't afford it?
like when I play Monopoly, I kind of turn into like a mini Donald Trump because I'm just making shady deals with everyone,
That's
trying
what my
to
brother
develop my
does.
real estate that keeps like falling through. I once played the best game of Monopoly I ever played was a game of Star Wars Monopoly, and I ended up owning 3 sides of the board. So there was 6 people playing, and of the 6 playing, I was the 1%. I owned 3 sides of the board because what I was doing is I was buying individual lots from each of the sets, right?
Yeah.
So everyone needed the lot that I had.
Yeah.
So everyone that brought one,
jerk.
I was like, I'll sell it to you. If I land on it, you can't charge me. But you can charge everyone
That's
else.
what my brother did.
No, it gets worse, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing that, being like, if I land on it, you can't charge me. But you can charge all 5 of the others. You're going to make a killing.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge, you know.
Yeah.
And then
I know where this is going.
And then
I hate it.
I would just go around collecting my money from Go
You
until
basically become a millionaire by passing Go.
Yeah, won the odd beauty contest. And then
I bet you only got second place.
Yeah. And then when everyone else was struggling, just started buying sets off them.
Well, yeah, because
I've got all the money.
Exactly what I thought.
So then 2 of the 3 sides of the boards all had hotels. So I called it Hotel Alley because you had to, once you got to that side of the board, you went through Hotel Alley and you were very lucky if you didn't land on one of my hotels.
Yeah.
I was a monster.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my brother did. It's like, and then we did such like shady deals.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point there was like, the last time we played, there was like a 3-way Monopoly set. Somehow we all had one property each. But then somebody ended up getting that, and the others 2 didn't have to pay, and there was like a revenue split. It was so.
You had to like do anonymous taxes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
What do you think of themed monopolies? Do you like a themed monopoly?
Well,
I don't.
do you know what? I bought a Monopoly probably about when we first moved in together.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I bought it. So was that like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's still in the plastic wrapping. I haven't played it once. I've always wanted to play it though, because it was like Empire Monopoly. So it was actually a different version of Monopoly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even themed. It was like a different version.
The different versions I don't mind, but the themed ones, like, it's not the same if you don't buy Mayfair. Like, like I love The Simpsons and I love Monopoly, but keep them apart.
Yeah.
There's a Monopoly with like credit cards, and that kind of ruins the fun as well because you cannot steal from the banker. So what is the point?
What is the point? Yeah. Or from like if you're sitting next to the free parking.
Yeah.
And your stuff gets mud up with the free parking. You're like, I'm pretty sure some of this is mine. I don't know.
As a general rule, some people play this, some people don't. Do you have to go around the board once before you can buy a property, or can you buy a property right away?
Buy it right away.
Yes, thank you.
I hate this. What, like you've already... normally, you roll the dice first to see who goes first.
Yeah.
That's basically the same as going around the board first anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It's like... Because you're really just... It's about the random chance of who's first. Yeah, it's the same thing.
The around the board once before you can buy anything is someone just made up that rule because they kept losing... the roll and they had to go last.
Exactly. They kept rolling a 1 when it was like, who goes first? Jack, you last again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that was his rule. Oh, but though, because if you got one of those cards that said, hey, advance to go, like straight away, then you're way ahead of everybody else.
That's true.
Yeah, let's do that. And I really hope I get that card.
But yeah, Monopoly is definitely a game that... do you think it'd be a good test if, like, say you're seeing someone and you're like, you know, I like this person, but I want to, like, are they a monster? So you bring out Monopoly.
Yeah.
Because by the end of a game of Monopoly, you really have someone's number. Like, you see what happens when the chips are down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, let's move on to our last to second last section. Yeah.
So before we play this jingle,
Yeah.
at this point I had run out of steam.
Okay.
So
well, I'm
going to pre-warn people.
I'm pretty sure last week when I did the little, it was I had run out of steam. Also.
Yeah. Which is fitting because this one is. We'll just play it.
Yeah,
and
good.
I did originally make an original version of that, and I thought maybe it was too similar to one of the other themes. And then I thought, I don't know if it actually was or whether I'm in my own head or whatnot. So I'll play it, and if you think it's too similar to another theme, we won't use it, okay?
Okay.
Next section is called Ask Reddit.
Okay, sure. So I don't know. I don't know if I just think that's too similar or...
You know what? It's a toughie.
Yeah.
We'll send it out to the listeners.
Yeah. Tell us which theme you prefer. And we'll
It's gonna
re-record
get
it
so
professionally.
confusing.
Yeah.
Next time I won't even introduce the segment. And it'll just be the shower noise. And people like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be shower thoughts or
Keeps them
Ask
on the edge
Reddit.
of their seats.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. This one... Actually, this one I did pre-warn you about because I was like, I think you might need some thinking time this time. But this was the only one this week that I gave you to kind of remember. Oh, this is going to be great.
I'm staring at Nelson so intently trying to remember. I'm sure once you ask me, I'll remember. And I'm sure I've thought about it.
Okay. You probably thought about it at the exact time that I mentioned it to you.
Yeah. We'll see however long my silence is. We'll be able to determine if I thought about it or not.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything as soon as I do it. It's just
okay.
going to be... Okay, no, I'm not. All right. It is by COD Zombies.
Yep.
Oh, see? Look at this one. COD Zombies 900701. That's bloody too long.
Yeah.
Why so many... There's so many numbers.
Maybe he's a fan of Beverly Hills 90021 or whatever it is.
01.
It's like the less expensive area.
Yeah, that's true. It could be his area code in America. So, yeah. But, because also the reason is, normally when you have to type in, a username or something, you want it to be a real... That's why people have, their passwords ends in just one.
Yeah.
Username, just one.
Yeah.
Ended in one. So easy. These guys to remember 900701.
Yeah. I can't even remember my PIN number sometimes because of PayPass. I use
Yeah,
PayPass
I
so
know.
much that when people ask me to put in my PIN for some reason, I freak out for a second.
Yeah.
Until my fingers touch the pad,
Yeah.
I have no idea
They
what
know
my PIN
what's
number
going
is.
on.
Yeah.
They know what's going on.
Plus, also, this is how, I was talking about problems that only like real millennials kind of have. And last week I said it was when you're watching YouTube and realize you weren't connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
One of them is when someone doesn't have PayPass.
Yeah,
and you're like, I have to put my card in and I have to put in my PIN number. Do I really want this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think I need to buy this.
No.
It's life insurance.
I'm annoyed that my bank doesn't have Apple Pay because I want to use it on my watch. So getting my card out at the moment is annoying me. Just take my money the easiest way possible.
Well, I just want to think and for you to take my money.
Just want to wave my hand generally over the area and have it paid for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this one is...
Yes.
If everyone had a number over their head, what's the most interesting thing that it could represent?
Yes.
I thought it was a really interesting question.
I do remember this.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you think?
Well, the obvious ones are like sexual partners or your age or something like that.
Yep.
It would be interesting, I think, if you could set your own and no one knew what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just had like an 87 above your head. I'm like, 87 what?
Or you might have 900701. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Yeah.
Because once I read somebody's comment,
Yeah.
I could not think of any other brilliant way to have what the number represents. This is by Arxine. This could be comment of the week, part 2. I think the actual most interesting thing would be if it was 100% arbitrary, but no one knew that it was. Imagine the religious theories, speculation, etc. that would revolve around it. There would be people receiving grant money to do research in universities. There would be supercomputers built to figure it out. There would be theme parties about it. It would be everywhere in pop culture. It would become a defining part of who we are as people. People would kill themselves and each other over incorrect interpretations. If multiple people could have the same number, we'd form cults, religions, clubs, romantic endeavors, and more all around this number. And it wouldn't matter because it's 100% arbitrary. However, human nature and apophenia would force us to obsess over it, possibly to the point of our own undoing.
Wow.
Brilliant.
That was, yeah.
Was
that Trey Parker and Matt Stone?
No, it was Arxene.
Arxene. No numbers?
No numbers.
Oh. Except for above his head.
Except for above his head.
That,
47. What does that mean?
That is really like deep and philosophical.
I know. I would, which probably isn't good for this show, but
yeah.
But I thought that was brilliant. I was like, oh my god, that's exactly something that humans would do.
But
is
it would
like
probably
overanalyze something.
It would probably cause wars.
Yeah.
Like just.
Do you know what it's like? Oh my god, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like skin color.
Yes. No. Yeah. Absolutely.
This show just got real.
Yeah.
Wow. It's arbitrary. Doesn't mean anything. It divides so many people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, mind blown. I blew my own mind.
You've now just realised that we're all the same underneath.
I've been a huge racist my whole life. Oh man.
If someone could just take that clip of Nelson Allingham saying I've been a huge racist all of my life and just post it on the internet, I would love that.
That would be not great.
Well, see,
Because then what would the Asians think of me?
I thought there's just two interesting things you could do. One that I think would be interesting is, you know how you rate people 1 to 10 on attractiveness?
Yeah.
Is your number was what you thought your attractiveness was?
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
So, like, if you're walking around with a 4, everyone's like, you're not a 4. But maybe when you're feeling more confident, it starts going up or it starts going down.
And
but you can
then
also see who's really vain.
Well, that's what I was thinking, right? I reckon everyone would then end up being a solid 5.
Yeah.
Because you'd have the people that are like, they've got a 10 above their head, and people are like, you're not that good.
Yeah.
And so then the number drops a little bit, and then they get to 4, and they're like, oh, you're higher than a 4. And then eventually everyone's just a 5.
But there would be the people that are so vain that, like, you know, you Kim K's or whatever, they'd have a 10 above their head. And someone's like, oh, you're not a 10. They're like, oh, I am.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if from birth, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, are these numbers, are you born with these numbers, or are these numbers put on you by some kind of corporation?
Yeah.
The next idea I had would be put on you by a corporation, which would be if you wanted to get healthier, right?
Okay.
The number shows how many times that week you've worked out.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're walking around with a big fat 0 on your head, everyone's like, what's up with that? How come you didn't...
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually. Yeah. Like, just guilt.
I might start...
Well, people sort of do that themselves in a way on, like, Facebook.
Yeah.
There's certain things, like there's the Nike tracker and stuff that will... But unless you're really looking for it, I suppose it's not necessary.
Yeah, well, exposure, I think, is the best way to do it anyway. Tell people you're going to do it, because then people will start asking about it, and you don't want to look like a dickhead. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Sometimes I do that, but just to trial run it, I do it on a fake Facebook page. Like, hey, fake Facebook friends, I'm going to...
old Colin Allingham.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then, if I don't end up doing it, I'm like, okay, I won't do it this time.
You're just catfishing everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
With your fitness regime. Well, yeah, so I thought that would be an interesting idea to guilt people into, like, it doesn't even have to be exercise. That's just what I thought of. But, like, something that you said you were going to do a lot, that number represents how many times you actually did it.
Yeah.
But that's good. So maybe I'll invest in that company.
Yeah.
I was looking to number above head hologram business. Who'd be Elon Musk? Someone get Elon Musk on the phone.
Yeah.
Sam, get it. Yeah.
Mate, he's too busy going to Mars. Actually, can I tell you really, really quick thing? It was almost going to be in my Reddit section. Yeah. But there's some CEO of something that's vowing to beat Elon Musk to Mars.
Really?
Like, do you really need to? It's not like that. It's not like... Elon Musk isn't necessarily doing it for money necessarily.
No.
He's probably getting something out, but it's
I'm
just
sure
like
he's spending a lot.
It's just like such a weird thing to compete over. It's like he's kind of doing a almost altruistic thing, like.
But yeah, well, you couldn't do it for money anyway, because you're going to spend billions of dollars getting there. What do you assume is going to happen? You
Yeah,
land on
nothing in
Mars,
return.
put a shovel into the ground, and go, God, it's made of gold. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're not going to get any money going to Mars. You're going to spend a lot of money.
None of the robots pick this up.
Has Elon got back to me? No, nothing yet.
Still don't have employees. All right. I think we're pretty. We might have to go into. Okay, all right. Well, I think we should. I had one more, but we'll go into our questions.
Okay, yes. So last week we said we're going to do a Reddit AMA, and people could email us in any question that they want, and we'll answer it.
Yeah.
And they did, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They emailed readitpodcast@gmail.com. That's READIT. Read it. readitpodcast@gmail.com. We actually...
can-
So go on.
Anyway, I was just going to say, you can tweet us now as well.
You can, yeah. We're at Twitter at readitpodcast.
Read it.
READIT. Yes, no, we're on Twitter. Yeah. You can
Read it podcast.
You can follow us READIT.
How many followers
podcast.
do we have at the moment?
Let me just count. None. Yeah.
6.
So anyway,
You could be our first follower.
That's true.
Quick, get on Twitter now.
I beat you.
oh damn it.
Oh,
hey,
we go.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Sam beat you to it. Don't worry about it anymore. Don't even follow us. It's not worth it.
So we asked people to write in any question they want answered, and people did, and we actually got like way too many. So if we don't get to your question, we're sorry. We will probably eventually get to it.
We might.
But we thought, because we didn't really know how this thing was going to run, we decided that we'd pick one question the other didn't know.
Yeah.
And pose that. So would you like to go first? Who asked the question and what is it?
I need your phone actually, because
Oh,
I
yes.
can't remember
There you
exactly.
go.
I can't remember the wording. Okay, so this is from Mitch. Thanks, Mitch. He said, okay. What's the most embarrassing thing a housemate / sibling / parent has walked in on you doing? I actually, I'll give you time to think, right?
Yes.
Because I picked that question because I remember one specific time, right? When I was younger, I was still in primary school age, I reckon, maybe like grade 5,
Yep.
4, 5, 6 or something. And I remember I had like grazed my knee and I had a scab on my knee. And I'd gotten out of the shower, and you know when you have like a scab. By the way, scabs don't only exist on little kids, right? I feel like in my whole adult life, I've never had a scab. But when I was a kid, I had them all the time.
Yeah, that's maybe what you think you grow out of scabs.
Yeah, I think you grow out of it. So anyway...
Don't fact check us.
Yeah, exactly. So then you've got a scab, and it goes a bit like soggy, and you can't really pick at it. So then I was getting the hairdryer, and I put my leg up on like sort of the sink, and I was hair drying my scab. So that I could dry it out,
Right.
because it was a bit sensitive as well, so I couldn't like dry it with a towel. My sister walks into the bathroom.
Yep.
Only, I reckon, probably, and then she like laughs and runs out. And then I was like, oh man, this is embarrassing. Like I was like drying my scab. It's a bit of a weird thing to talk about. And then I learnt probably like 5 years after that or more, she was like, remember when I walked into you on the bathroom one time and you were drying your junk with the hairdryer? And I was like, no, that's way more embarrassing than me like drying. I didn't want to touch my nether regions with a towel.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Ooh, icky, yeah.
Only hot air for me.
Now that's why you have that air blade in your house now.
yeah.
After you go to
that's
the
it.
bathroom, you just put in the air blade.
Yeah. No, I've got a Dyson. Stick it in and slowly move it out. It's such an even, dry thing.
I remember a friend of mine once said he thinks the most embarrassing thing you could be caught doing for vanity is someone walking to you masturbating, looking into a mirror.
Yeah, I've never had somebody walking in me doing that. I'm really careful with locked doors. It's not that I don't do it, but that's true. That's got to be the worst, actually.
Yeah, this is like a pretty common question for, especially like job interviews and stuff. That was like, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? I haven't had too many people walk in on me doing super embarrassing things. I'm a pretty sneaky guy, but Tim, my old housemate, did walk in on me spread out on the couch eating chips watching 50 Shades of Grey.
I can actually just imagine you doing that.
Yeah.
I can just imagine just like crumbs all over you.
Because you know me and you know that I'll watch anything. Like, I'm not picky. I'll watch the art house films and I'll watch Transformers.
Yeah.
And just criticize them all. So like I watch 50 Shades of Grey, whatever. But it's because I was home by myself. Yeah. And I was having like a gals' night in. I had like a see that checkered blanket over there. I had like that over my legs.
A raging boner.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, thanks for the question, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch. Yep, let's get you on. And so I'm pretty sure I know which one you picked.
And I picked this one because I think it will cause conflict.
Yeah. I'm almost 100% certain that we know this. But it could not be.
So this is from Zach, and thank you for sending it in, Zach. If both of you were genuinely going for a girl...
Yep, this is the one.
Who would win her favor?
Okay, so... Well... I think we both would. Judging from past relationships or endeavors with women.
Now, that sounds worse than it is.
Nah, it's okay.
But yeah, we have a weird overlap.
Yeah, there's always an overlap.
Yeah. But like, it's interesting because, I don't know, because you're probably a better guy than me.
In what way?
Because you got like a proper job and everything.
Oh, what?
But I guess it depends on the girl. Because I have most success.
I don't think they're thinking about it in the moment.
Yeah, no. I have most success with women when I don't know they're interested in me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
So if I was
I pick up chicks, I would walk up to them and say, I'm not interested in you.
If I was walk up and go, no thank you.
Yeah.
Not today, please. And then you walk out and then you go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then she walks out and you go, like every time.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if I was genuinely interested in a girl, my go-to move is do nothing.
Yeah.
So I think by default, it wouldn't be a fair competition because I think we both do the same thing. If we're genuinely interested in a girl, you'd be like, oh, you go for it. I'm like, oh, you go for it. And then she'd go off with someone else and we were both like, nah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Well, yeah, it'd be so tricky to... Because it's not just that, but we tend to have, very similar personalities.
Yeah.
So we attract a similar type of girl.
Yeah.
So I think like the girl would be confused as well.
That's true.
She'd be like, I don't know, you're basically the same. How about you flip a coin?
And it'd be really hard because she'd be like, oh, I know who's taller. And we're pretty much the same height.
Close, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that'd basically be it.
I don't know. You tell us, Zach.
Yeah.
Flip it back on you.
Yeah. How do you like being asked a question?
Yeah. But also, me.
Yeah,
no, I don't know, but I thought it's an interesting point because funny, we do have a very similar personality, and we do attract very similar girls.
Many overlapping girls, and there's like weird times as well. Where I remember there's times where we mention names where we're like, oh hey, I'm pretty sure so and so is flirting with me a bit, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're flirting with me too. It's like what?
There was one time I remember, and we won't mention any names. But you said, oh, I'm pretty sure this girl's like flirting with me. And I went, that's so weird. I just made out with her.
Yeah, exactly. So funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was probably disappointed that I did nothing like usual.
But she probably just got us confused.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Nelson's got a bit more facial hair. Almost. He seems about the same.
Yeah, that's it.
So thank you for the questions. We've got a backload of questions that we'll keep going through.
We're going to get to them.
Keep sending them in. Our email, our non-confusing email is readitpodcast@gmail.com. READIT.
READIT. Read it.
Read It Podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter at Read It Podcast as well. And feel free to send us things. We actually got sent we don't have much time, but we got sent an interesting article from one of our listeners. Anthony sent an interesting article, which is adding ing or ing to a movie title. What is the movie now about? I just want to quickly read a couple. I'm just going to read the titles, and then they've done a tagline.
Yeah.
This is the ending. The whole movie just spoils other movies. Hooking. Robin Williams puts on a green tights and goes looks for sailors. The Jungle Booking. This summer, the jungle's reserved for you.
What the?
The Karate Kidding. Mr. Miyagi tries to sabotage Daniel's training with lighthearted jokes. And two more. The Da Vinci Coding. A Renaissance artist travels to the future to become a programmer. And Pacific Rimming.
Oh, I think I know that one.
Basically like Jersey Shore, but on the West Coast.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, thank you, Anthony. And if you have an interesting Reddit thread, send it to us.
Like that.
Yeah, so thank you, Anthony, for sending that in. Thank you, Zach and Mitch, for your questions. Thank you, everyone that's sending questions. We're
going to get to it.
Yeah, eventually.
Don't you worry.
Yes, because the rule that we just made up, which restricts us, is we get one each.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah.
Because we probably have heaps and heaps. Nope, we just said one each. I'm sorry.
Oh, they say you make your own hell.
Yeah. All right, thanks everybody for listening. We'll catch you next week.
Goodbye, and until then, follow us on Twitter and stuff like that.
Read you later. Should that be our sign off? Read you later.
Yeah. Ready? We'll say it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Read you later.
I forgot to say it. All right, everyone. Read you later.
I'm done.
That's READ.